Greetings, Gator fans. I'm Brian Montgomery. Today I am joined by the head coach of the Allegheny women's basketball program, Kate Costanzo, as we preview the 2014-2015 Allegheny Gator women's basketball campaign. Coach, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So the team has a couple of weeks of preparation underneath their belt. They had a scrimmage this past Friday, but more importantly, the team kicked off their season in exciting fashion by heading up north to Toronto and Niagara Falls for a pretty long trip over fall break. Before we really get going into this actual season coming up, kind of tell us about that trip, how it came together, and how you think that affected the team.
Well, we started planning the trip over a year ago and just started with sending a bunch of emails out to some schools in the Toronto area. That's the area that we wanted to go to. The opportunity to go and play international basketball with just a 4-hour bus trip was incredible. Everyone had to get passports. We went through the whole process of that, international rules, and just kind of getting a jump start on the season, I think really helped the team build chemistry. And it was great to see. We played 2 games up there. It was great to see even our improvement from the first game to the second game. And again, we did a bunch of fun tourist things, like we went to see Wicked. We ate at a really nice French restaurant. We went to the top of the CN Tower, and we went to Niagara Falls, like you mentioned. So all in all, it was an incredible trip and something that we hope to do again in the future.
Yeah, now looking more specifically at this upcoming season, Gators lose only one senior to graduation. You return pretty much that entire starting lineup that helped the Gators to the NCAC tournament last year. I mean, it was an early departure from the tournament, first round loss to Denison on the road, didn't get a home game. For this team that's coming back, did that help affect them and kind of motivate them as they head into the season, knowing that they're bringing back, a big hunk of that team that found success last season?
Absolutely. We have everyone back. We fell short at Denison last year in the playoffs by 4 points. So, that's our motivation. That should give us confidence that we're right there, but we still have work to do. And I think, having everyone back, having Marina and Kendall as our 2 senior leaders, things are looking really good for us this year, and we absolutely can't wait to get going.
We're basically sisters. We're a big family. We're comfortable talking to each other, coming to each other about anything. And with our first years coming in, they just kind of jumped right in, and their personalities just kind of fit. And it's just a fun atmosphere and a good group of girls to play with.
Yeah, for a lot of us, it's our 3rd year playing together, and especially us and the juniors. So it's been a really good time so far, and we think that chemistry is what's going to push us forward into the conference championship.
And now let's kind of look at the specific parts of the court, starting with the backcourt. As you mentioned, Marina Scarantino, the senior, and you look at the rest of the guard contingent. You have Jessica Marjanovic coming back, Rachel Velati coming back. Velati, in all honesty, is the honorable mention selection last year. Just take us through that backcourt. I know the 3 freshmen that are coming back also are looking to make a big splash in that guard spot.
We feel really confident in our backcourt. As you mentioned, having Marina leading the way, she had, I don't know what her assist turnover ratio last year was, but like you said, it was one of the top in the conference. It was really strong. And this year we're hoping that she takes more of the scoring role on as well. And I think she's absolutely, set to do that. Rachel and Jess, they bring a lot of great defensive pressure, the way we like to play, the up-tempo. I think they all work really well together, and, we look for them all to lead us, on any given night in scoring, distributing the basketball, and just really pushing the tempo of our offense.
And then looking at the forward position, 2 of the bigger names that are coming in, Kendall Hoffman, the senior, as well as Emma Pellicano, who was an all-NCAC pick last year, Afenia Wazier coming in, Caitlin Fromnack, Megan Wilby, all of this forward contingent that you're looking at. Is that one of those things you're looking at this season? Is that kind of a point of focus to get that forward spot really cemented heading into the regular season?
Again, we're really deep at the forward position too, which, again, will help us out incredibly as we get going. Having Emma and Kendall on the floor, provides instant leadership. Emma is, one of the best players in the conference. She's been honored first team as a sophomore. So, we look for Emma and Kendall to be scoring and rebounding, but obviously they can't do it alone. And having all the other players that you mentioned, Megan Wilby, Afenia Wazier, Caitlin Fromnick, as well as Morgan Dillon. I mean, they're really going to step up, and we look to have, just a lot of experience and a lot of hungry players in those positions. So we're really looking forward to, mixing things up a little bit. We're pretty versatile. We can play 5 out. We can play 4 out. So depending on any given night, we've got plenty of options, which is very exciting.
And then For the Gators, the regular season starts off for the third year in a row here at the David V. Wise Center for the Greg Richards 08 Memorial Tip-Off Tournament. Always a great event. For you, kind of looking at that regular season non-conference schedule, this year it seems like it's really been ramped up with some solid opponents, Case, Mount Union, as potential second-round matchups for the Gators at the Greg Richards Tournament. How's that going to prepare your team as you head into NCAC play?
I think it's going to absolutely prepare us to, for the level of competition of the NCAC. It's strategic, right? So we scheduled tough non-conference opponents because we want to do well in the non-conference. We want to see ourselves have a really strong record going into the NCAC conference play, and that's going to set us up for, our ultimate goal, which is we want to play for the conference championship. We want to win, we want to win 20 games. And those are all the things. We got to play tough teams in order to kind of get ourselves game ready and more prepared as we head into the difficult NCAC schedule.
So looking overall at this team, what's the goal? What's the kind of pace? What's the kind of team that you want the Gators to come off at on the court this year as?
Well, again, Canada was really helpful. 24-second shot clock. You don't have much time to think, and that's exactly how we like to play. So we loved it. We loved that. We loved every second of that. I look for the team to be pushing the ball down the floor, like I said, fast, quick, aggressive defensively. I mean, we're going to hopefully extend our defense to the full court again this year, push the tempo, control the tempo. And like I said, we can go really deep. We've got 3 first years who are ready to roll. We've got a class of 7 juniors, 2 sophomores, 2 seniors. So we're amped up, we're loaded up, and we're ready to roll. So
one of our first goals is we want a 20-win season. That's been a goal of ours since we were freshmen here. So I know that's a big goal up on our list, as well as getting to the NCAC championship and playing probably to enter into the tournament.
Yeah, we want to always finish in the top 4 of the tournament, host a playoff game here rather than being on the road. It kind of gives us an advantage. There's really no going back, so we just want to keep pushing forward and achieving new goals every day.
So you should see a lot of the same style of play as you saw last year, the up-tempo play, the full court pressure, and one of the biggest areas that we hope to improve upon is our half-court defense and really locking down in the half-court.
All right, well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck to you in the upcoming season.
Thank you. Go Gators.